Hey guys, so I just want to do a video in regards to what came out in the news today in regards to the Supreme Court leak. Um, so the Supreme Court, the case that they have before them right now, you have a state that wants to regulate abortion and end it at 15 weeks. Um, Texas, they actually did a bill, the heartbeat bill, that ends it at 6 weeks. That likely will, depending on how this case actually goes, you still don't know what they're going to actually rule. Um, this was this leak was written in February. We don't know, but so the Texas law can still come before the Supreme Court as well. But anyways, to my point, the Supreme Court, what was leaked, basically what they're saying is they want to leave abortion up to the states. Which I personally, I mean, I'm against abortion. If it was up to me, it would be completely ended, completely done, banned. But I understand, but that can't happen overnight. I understand that, if we can at least make this step to allow it up to the states, it's a good start. We allow states to make gun regulations. There's some states you can own AR-15s. There's other states you cannot. There are some states you can conceal and carry in. There's other states you cannot. And our Second Amendment is actually in the Constitution, and it says shall not be infringed. Abortion is not in our Constitution. So that's a comparison right there, why I think it should be left up to the voters. I think every state should be able to vote what state lawmakers, legislators that they want, and governors that they want that suit their best interests. And if that is, a 6-week heartbeat bill or banning abortion, altogether, it should be up to the voters. The voters, the people, are who need to decide a lot of these things, not governments. When it comes to abortion, and I understand this is a very touchy topic, I myself had one. I'm not going to lie about it. I had one, and I was 16. Yeah, I was 16 years old, and throughout your life, you always wonder: was it a boy? Was it a girl? How old they would be? Would they look like your present children that I have now? Well, my adult children. I have grandchildren now, but it's something that never leaves, and I did have to go through a lot of counseling because of it, because it was very hard to deal with, especially after you see an ultrasound. So I had my abortion at 8 weeks when I got pregnant with my first son, who's now 25. When I saw his ultrasound at 8 weeks, I saw little arms and little legs and heartbeat, and I just thought it was a blob, like a clump of cells, is what I was told by Planned Parenthood. So it was very, very, very hard for me at that point to understand what I had done. And a lot of women go through that. And since then, God, and abortion's not even religion. I don't even use religion to support my stance in pro-life. I use science. I use morals, something that all of us should follow. But in my experience, God led me to be the voice for those silent screams ever since I learned how wrong it was what I did. And I joined the Right to Life. I'm the chair for the Right to Life for my county. I've testified before our state legislators here in Wisconsin. I helped get 4 bills passed. I've helped open women pregnancy centers that help mom with education, job training, rent, furniture, pretty much every need for baby, shelter. We've done a lot. I mean, we do more for women that are in a hard situation than Planned Parenthood does, to be honest with you. And Planned Parenthood gets our tax money. These women pregnancy centers don't. Catholic Charities does not. Churches that help people in such situations, they don't get your tax money either. So when the left wants to say, well, why don't you take care of mom and baby then? And they like to say that we don't support, welfare, this or that. On the contrary, the conservative side, churches and whatnot, and the Right to Life, they actually do more to help mom and baby to stay together. Or if she just chooses, this isn't her time to be a mom and can't do this, be it a college student, whatever, we help with open or closed adoption services. So, I mean, there's never really a reason to end the life of an innocent living baby. Some people want to talk about rape. Well, okay, let's talk about rape. If I could still have kids and I was raped and I became pregnant, would I have the baby? Yes. Why? Because the baby should not have to be punished for the father's sins. When you're in an abusive relationship and you have children and that man beats on you, do you beat on your child to punish that father? No. I mean, the reason and logic. And like I said, people don't understand that there is a psychological mentality in hardship for women that have abortions. 90% of women that have abortions, they regret it. And I've spoken to so many women that have and helped them through it. The Right to Life isn't just there, to stand on a street corner with a stop abortion sign or this or that. We're there to help women that have had abortions too and regret it, and they have this guilt. We help them to get through that guilt. We also have started doing where you'll have an abortion clinic like Planned Parenthood, and across the street we'll get like an empty office space or whatever and have an ultrasound machine there. And when you see women go into Planned Parenthood, you stop them and ask them, hey, would you like to just see what your baby looks like? Because when you go in there, they're going to tell you it's a clump of cells, a blob. Some people even compare it to a tumor, which is really sick, or a parasite. But when they see that baby on that ultrasound, what we're finding with these offices that we're doing, throughout the United States, we're finding that over 90% of women that see the ultrasound first, they don't go back to Planned Parenthood. They don't have an abortion. And then we help them with, again, closed adoption, open adoption, counseling services, education, job training, rent, food, furniture, clothing, anything that we can do to help make it easier for mom to be with baby. Because our goal is to keep baby with mom, but I understand there are some situations where mom just is not ready to have a baby and to raise a baby, and that's where open and closed adoptions take place. So again, I think that this should really be left up to every individual state, to the voters. Let them vote, let them decide, and see what happens with it. I mean, the Supreme Court is not completely banning abortion. A lot of people are watching these news snippets and everything, and you know how the left-wing news is. They're not telling you the truth on what the case is actually on and what, they're actually thinking about doing. It's just leaving it up to the states, which is what it should have been all along. I mean, you have some states, right? You have regulation by states right now. Again, you have the Texas heartbeat bill. You have some states that allow 15 weeks, some states that allow 21 weeks. I had my 17-year-old at 21 weeks 17 years ago. He's a healthy young man today. Some have 24 weeks, and places like New York allow it any time during pregnancy, hence up to birth, which quite frankly is very barbaric, especially if you understand how that abortion is done. Late-term abortions, there is no reason for them. None. Not even a woman's health. None. Give me one health reason that would warrant a late-term abortion. There's zero. Because the baby still has to come out the same way. You don't fart it out, cough it out. Either C-section or that magic 6-inch birth canal. So I think that if the Supreme Court does do this, we're moving in the right direction. For those women that, are upset about it, hey, move to New York, move to California, move to a state that's Democratic ran that's going to allow you to, kill your baby whenever you want. That's what happens. When you have states that have certain laws, you move there. Or even with taxes. I mean, look at how many people fled New York and moved to Florida. You move if you don't like it. And then let's see how those states fare. I think states need to have more control versus the federal government, because the federal government just, We see so much right now, gas prices, inflation, the border crisis. I mean, Texas should be able to have their own, way in handling that border, their own border. Clearly, the Biden administration is not doing a very good job at that. We have people dying there and children being trafficked, sexually and otherwise, and it's just a whole bad situation altogether. But I think states need to have more power, and the people that live in those states need to decide what is in their best interest for the state that they live in, versus the federal government telling them, what to do. And I think we need to do more of that, because what I see, this administration right now, the new Progressive Democratic Party, they're authoritarians, basically. I mean, you have this new, information board that's going to censor all this stuff and everything. And the lady that's running it, she was out there saying that the Hunter Biden laptop was a Russia misinformation, this, that, and that's what she was saying about people then. And she's supposed to be on this board when she doesn't even get her facts straight. We all know today that the laptop is factual. A lot of these conspiracy theories that the right was talking about are coming true, proven true. It's getting really hard to have conspiracy theory nowadays. But, for any woman out there that do get pregnant and you feel that you cannot, have that baby, raise that baby, reach out to whatever state, county you're in, the local Right to Life group that is there. They will help you. If you want to keep baby but you don't have the funds or the means to do so, reach out to them. They will help you. If you are in a domestic relationship, reach out to them. They will help you. If you, want to have a closed adoption or an open adoption, reach out to them. They will help you. Free of charge. There's other options than just killing an innocent living human, and that's what it is, biologically, scientifically. If we're going to follow science, it's living, it has its own unique DNA that's not of the mother, not of the father, but of both. The baby's own unique DNA may not even have the mother's blood type, even though it's in her womb. Which brings me back to the whole thing that it's not the woman's body, because if it was the woman's body, then in the case of an abortion, it would be her heartbeat that stops it, not the baby's. So, that's my 2 cents on that. And again, anybody that it's feeling in this way, I ask you to please see an ultrasound as well, of what you actually have in your womb, because it's a baby. It's a baby. So, if anybody has any questions or wanting information, please feel free to leave it in the comments below. Otherwise, I just wanted to give my 2 cents on the news that came out and, state how I feel about it and what I think. And, like I said, I know people have differing opinions, and I understand that. But this is how I feel, and I am very happy if the Supreme Court goes this direction. I know here in Wisconsin, we have a heartbeat bill just waiting for our next Republican governor, once one-term Evers is gone. So, I'm looking forward to that. But then you have to also remember, you have to open up more resources for women. I see a lot of people on the left that say, well, okay, if you're going to do this, and you need to have more resources for them. And I agree 110%. We do. We need more women pregnancy centers. We need more help for them so that they can, if they want to keep baby, and do things, and help them to be a successful mom and baby and family. And if they choose, if they don't want to raise baby, well, then there's open or closed adoption. And I just want to let people know there's also the Safe Haven. If you ever have a baby and you don't want that baby, you can take that baby and drop that baby off. No questions asked to any fire department, police department, or ER. Just so you know. But everybody have a great night. God bless.